Hello and welcome. Today we've got Aisha Rehana, and we are going to be discussing how blockchain will potentially destroy the cabal's deep state Federal Reserve. And Aisha is going to educate us on this. Now, just before we begin, you can subscribe to our Telegram channels and to nicholasveniamin.com for my free email updates. And I'm banned on YouTube until this Friday. And then I'll be uploading trailers. But until then, you can find me on BitChute, Rumble, and Clout Hub. I thank you for joining me. How are you and what have you been up to?
Hi, Nick. Really nice to reconnect with you. Now, hasn't this been an interesting journey?
It
Um,
has.
Sorry, yes, it has. What have I been up to? Well, so much. I think we've all been up to a lot, haven't we, really? Since 2020, when you and I first connected.
I just want to say to the viewers that
Mm.
Aisha was one of the first people I ever interviewed, and I had about 1,000 subscribers. And this was a year and a half, almost 2 years ago. And she would come on, and we used to do interviews. And she was fantastic at keeping on top of the news and providing us with the news. So I applaud you for that. But you are very much missed, Aisha.
Thank you. Thank you very much for that. It's nice to be missed, I guess. I think, Nick, back then, there were so many of us trying to wake up our friends, our family. We had a motivation to come on to different platforms, different shows, to express to people, what we knew and what we wanted desperately for them to also resonate with. And, I must thank you. At the time, you did provide that platform. But I think there came a point towards the end of 2020 where many of us decided that we just wanted to take a step back because no one could really see where any of this was going. It was time to actually take a step back, focus a little bit inwards and observe. But you know what? Hats off to you, Nick, because you carried on. You've been really, really consistent in this space. And I'm very grateful for your connection. And we have kept in touch, haven't we, behind the scenes where we can. But you are very busy these days, I must admit.
Well, I just want to say I thank you and I thank all of the guests who have come on, because without them, I wouldn't be doing these interviews. I wouldn't have anybody to interview. And also the viewers. The viewers are wonderful. They share the videos. They email so many, new emails and intelligence and sharing information and that I collectively put together, and I share it with my guests, and then we come out with these potentially great interviews that I really enjoy. I'm learning every day and I'm educating myself as well. And it's great. Honestly, it's really peaceful for me to be part of this journey.
Of
And
course.
you've been a great part of my journey as well. So thank you, Aisha. So
Thank
let's go
you.
into, yeah,
Right.
let's go into
Hmm.
what is exactly you would like to share with the viewers today about
Well,
blockchain and why this would potentially destroy the Federal Reserve is, bank, because the deep state do not want us to know about situations like blockchain. So let me give you the
okay.
mic. You can give us a short presentation. I'm going to sit back like I usually do, and
Mhm.
I'm going to then go ahead with some questions and answers.
Um, okay, I'm very happy to take the mic, but can I just say, Nick, do you know how many people appreciate you and they say, Aisha, try and get Nick to talk today. Try and get Nick to talk. But you know what? Nick does what he does best, which is allowing his guests to he allows us the platform to speak. So thank you. All right. So what do we want to talk about today? I think what happened after 2020, many of us started to realize, look, some things are just going to have to come out in their own time. They're going to have to follow a certain course. Nobody knows when things are going to happen. And what I started to realize, me personally, and many of my close friends within this space, we started to assess what's going on. So you've got, I think there was 3 or 4 groups of people. So you've got people on one side who, like us, were awake to what's happening, desperately trying to, spread the awareness of what's going on, really exhausting our energies. And then on the other side, you've got, sadly, people who are very comfortable in this very uncomfortable, sleepy state. And there came a point where many of us had to actually let go and say, you know what, choices have been made here. But then we started to actually realize that there's a group in the middle who really was starting to see what's the cover, what is going on behind the scenes, what's happening to the financial system. Whichever way you'd want to see this, the financial system is crashing. The cabal system, whether it's the banking system, the central banking system, whatever's going on, people are starting to see that. And people are starting to understand what is going on with blockchain. Blockchain is going to revolutionize the financial system going forward. And the sooner people actually see this, the better. If we, the people, do not start to understand this technology, then how are we going to be able to take this forward? How are we going to be able to take things back, you know, become sovereign again? So I think what it is, Nick, a lot of people, the minute you start to mention cryptocurrency, people think, oh no, it's a cabal construct, Bitcoin, no, we don't want to be involved. But I think sometimes people don't actually realize that it's not even these kind of assets that's what's important here. Of course they're important. And contrary to popular belief that these are, you know, these have monetary value, yes, they do, but it's not actually money. These are assets built upon this blockchain technology that go up and down. And this is the technology that people need to start waking up to. They need to start understanding how revolutionary this is going to be, right? So that was, I think, the first thing that I started to realize that, you know what, get your head down, start to understand what else is going on here. What is blockchain? What is it going to be used for? And I tell you what it is. It's something that the central banks are very scared of, because it's going to start, the sooner people get onto it, the sooner more people are participating in this space, the less and less control the central banking system is going to have. It's a way for us to take back our sovereignty, to take back control. And this is why I strongly believe, and I've spent the best part of this year starting to get clued up about this. And this is why I strongly believe that the more people that participate in this space, the more we are going to disrupt the financial system.
Aisha, there's people watching this right now and they're thinking, bloody hell, what is blockchain? Like, what the hell is blockchain? I mean, what do you say to them to begin with?
Right. Okay. What I'd say to them is, I want you to link a video in the description. It's a very short video, 15 minutes. It's a TED talk, and it's a gentleman who very concisely but comprehensively explains what blockchain technology is. So it's a distributed ledger. Okay. I'm simplifying it. But imagine you and I, we transact, and I have to send you over some assets. So in this case, let's take Bitcoin, just because I'm going to use Bitcoin. I know it triggers a lot of our viewers, but I'm going to send you over some Bitcoin. Now, when
you could say XRP.
Okay, I'll say XRP. I love XRP, don't we all? Okay, but all right. I'm going to use Bitcoin for a reason. Okay. Now let's say Bitcoin goes over to you, because we know XRP is like super zippy quick. Now we're going to come back to Bitcoin. Now let's say you've got these tens and thousands of miners, okay, around the world. Now they're going to pick up on this transaction, and these people have to then get to work racing to try and encrypt and encode this transaction, okay? The first person to do this is rewarded in 1 Bitcoin or whatever asset. It could be any asset. Let's take Ethereum, Tether, whatever. And what they do is they, in effect, they file this transaction on this blockchain system. Now, the blockchain is not hackable, and you can't delete this entry. So this becomes part of this distributed ledger forever. So what you've got to understand, Nick, is up until this point, when you think about how the world has run, our information, our transactions, our assets, it's not really something that we've been totally in control of. Whether it's the central banking system, whether it's the corporates, the social media company who have come in and they've got control of our information. We have no privacy. So what's going to happen is the more and more we start to participate in this new technology, it's going to actually generate more trust. We'll have more control. Say if you're a musician and you want to start streaming your music on the blockchain system, you will have more control over that. You will have privacy, right? Does that make sense?
It does. Are you saying that blockchain is more decentralized to each individual? Because if I go to the bank and I say, look, I want $5,000, they will say to me, why do you need $5,000? We need proof. Are you a terrorist? They're going to ask me so many questions. But I'm like, this is my money, you know? So, you know, this is a problem because I don't have freedom of my money, you know? But you're saying with blockchain, it's different. It's decentralized to us. It's encrypted and we are the bank. It's like an upside down pyramid, if you like.
Absolutely. Okay, so I want to bring attention to one of the key players in this space. And the reason I'm going to speak about this gentleman is because I'll tell you why. A couple of weeks ago, when I tried to share his company organization link on Facebook, they blocked it. Now we know when Facebook's blocked something, there's a reason for that. He's a matrix disruptor, and he's one of the key players in this space when it comes to blockchain. Right, I'm going to talk about a gentleman called Ryan Zhu, okay? Best not to Google him because Google isn't the most friendly when it comes to matrix disruptors. But what Ryan did is, in his early 20s, he came over to Australia, and he actually only came to accompany his wife, who came over to study. Now, once he was over there, he said, you know, I had a lot of time on my hands, so I started to understand this space: cryptocurrency, blockchain, mining, what's Bitcoin. I started to understand, you know, this technology, it's revolutionary. It's really going to take the way forward. It's going to, it's a technology that's going to, again, give control and power back to the ordinary person. Now, he was featured on an Amazon documentary called The Next Blockchain. They took it down. Surprise, surprise, they recently took it down, but you can still actually find it. And when he was asked, now, a couple of things actually, you know, caught my attention. He was asked, so why do they call you the Martian? And on a side note, by this point, he's already made his money mining Bitcoin. He's set up mining operations. And he said, you know, and this was very key for me. He said, I don't really feel I want to be part of a world which is so unkind, which is so full of misery, where the ordinary person, there's so much poverty with so many people, and the wealthy are so few. But poverty, so much poverty, where millions are not allowed a bank account, you know, where the socioeconomic divide between people, it's so skewed. And he actually said this. He said, a world where governments just print money and money is just a tool by way that they control the world. So I'm watching this blockchain documentary thinking, wow, dare I say this guy is quite, you know, not just a matrix disruptor, but he's got traits of anti-establishment. But again, if you watch him, he's a very gentle character. He comes more from a place of, like, my friend would say, a place of Zen. But when he said, you know, when I started to understand this technology, that what it's actually going to do, I felt now it's time to actually empower people, educate them, get them participating in the space. So what he went on to do is he started to build non-profit free education centers around the world. His vision is to create 300. He's done 16 already, right? He says the more we understand this technology, the more we'll want to participate in it, right? He's gone on, he's moved his entire mining operation now. He's moved it from China over to the UAE, sits with royalty, he works with governments, he works with Fortune 500 companies. And I know your viewers are going to like this next part that I say. He's actually an angel investor in the top 20 cryptocurrencies of all time, including Ripple. So for him to have put his name to projects like that, you know, it shows some credibility. So that was enough for me. That was enough for me. I wanted to know more. What is this? What are you trying to do? What are you trying to do, Ryan? Ryan is trying to build the biggest global blockchain alliance in the world, and he wants to IPO. And I tell you what he did next. He tried to go through the financial regulations. They wouldn't allow it. They wouldn't allow it. I mean, they know what he's doing. He tried again and again. No, didn't work. He said, well, you know what? I don't need this corrupt system. I can do it myself. The government, not the government, sorry, the financial system needs to change. That was enough for me. Then I wanted to find out, what are you doing? I want to be part of this. If somebody wants to empower the ordinary person to be extraordinary, then of course I want to be part of it. So he's created an amazing blockchain, cryptocurrency rewards membership program where the ordinary person, anyone can get involved. And I don't like to call people ordinary. Extraordinary people can get involved and empower themselves, take back their sovereignty, make money, get out of this financial matrix. And why, of course, we want to partner. We want to partner with the matrix disruptors, the ones who do it best. Mm-hmm. Right?
Absolutely. And also Ryan Zhu, ironically, and I don't think it's by coincidence, but he's been also photographed with Donald Trump, which I was very impressed. And that's what got me interested, Aisha.
Yeah, I know you like that. I think we would like that. I know. Maybe you want to do your Trump impression again?
No, thank you.
All right, no pressure. Yeah, I think he's very, like I said, he comes from a place of Zen. And I think he's very careful not to show any obvious political affiliations or, you know, favoritism or anything. But for him to be in that position, to be shaking hands with a certain Mr. T, and hey, that can only be a good thing. He has many products on the blockchain. I'll tell you something that I found out the other day. He's got his own bank, which has partnered up with Visa and MasterCard. Now, Visa and MasterCard, they're not going to partner up with just anyone. Yeah, some people do say, well, these are also cabal constructs, but hey, if we want to, the world still runs with money, and you have to kind of be part of it if you actually want to fight it as well. He has his own stock exchanges, his own cryptocurrency exchanges that he owns outright. He's invested in almost 40, if not more. And the other thing I heard, and I want to get this right, is that they're developing software programs that may rival WhatsApp and Telegram. But again, it's going to be people, you know, people are going to be involved in this. They're doing their own version of the metaverse, you know, and again, people hear the word metaverse and we all get a little bit like, oh no, we don't really want to be part of this. It's a bit too much now. But the thing is, whether we like it or not, it is heading in that direction. So why not partner up with those people who have those altruistic, you know, goal? They want to benefit humanity rather than giving away our power again to the big corporates. So there's a lot of, sorry.
No, it's okay. No, please, I interrupted you.
No, go ahead. I'm done now.
But some people might say the metaverse is what the cabal wants. So why should we go along with something that the cabal wants?
Why should we go with something that the cabal wants? Um, the thing is, people want this, whether you like it or not. You cannot take away gaming, can you? It's still something that people want. Not maybe not us, maybe not everybody in the space, but it is a part of the world that we live in. You know, again, it's like food. Okay, I don't know if I'm using the right analogy here, but it's like food. People want good food. People want snacks,
Well,
but the cabal. Okay, go on.
yeah, I was gonna say, I mean, food doesn't separate our spirituality from our physicality. I mean, that's what they're trying to do with the metaverse and the gaming thing. And I know that's very niche when we're talking about
Mm,
blockchain and destroying the Federal Reserve. I understand that, but
mm,
it's very different. But again, you know, it's not a good thing. You know, it's not, in my view, in my opinion. I
mm.
don't think metaverse is the right way. That's just my opinion. You know, I don't warm to that, you
No,
know.
no, I'm totally with you there. I think, I'm not going to uh, say this as a definitive thing, but it's not, the metaverse is not just one thing. Many companies will launch their version of the metaverse, whether we like it or not. Now, Facebook are going to launch their version of it. Another company is going to launch their version of it. Now, people like Ryan Zhu, who are key players in the blockchain space, they will also launch a version of it. So people at least have a choice. They have a choice to gravitate towards something that is run better, more ethically. Does that make sense? Like, that is just one product.
So what's your definition of Ryan Zhu's metaverse? What does that look like to you?
Okay, so I was recently told to watch a movie. Um, Unfortunately, it's by Steven Spielberg. I'm not too keen on the guy, but the movie, as you know, they do show us a lot of truths in it, and it's called Ready Player One. So again, it's about a games designer, a gaming platform called the Oasis. Now, replace the word Oasis with the word metaverse. Okay, so it's created by a person who's passed away, and before he passes away, he records a little video and says, "Look, I'm going to leave 5 or 6 Easter eggs, and whoever finds them, they'll have control of the Oasis, and they'll make loads of money." So you've got two groups of people. You've got the bad guys and the good guys. The good guys are the people. There's a group of young kids, right? They're racing to get to it. The bad guys, basically an evil corporation.
Hmm.
So here we've got it. We've got the people. We've got people power back to the people, and we've got the evil corporation. So this, for me, was, somebody said to me, that is basically Ryan Zhu. The people, it's Ryan Zhu. So everybody in this space are going to be racing to take control and to take market, like the market share. So all the monopoly of it. So it's going to happen, Nick.
What I don't like about the metaverse is when they wear these things on their face. I know it's got nothing to do with blockchain, but they put these things on their eyes, and
Mm,
they can see a computer thing, and they can envision, you know, a place that they're in when they're not really there.
yeah,
Some people have heard of this, and they've got this avatar, and they can create a visual, you know, computer life, if you like, and it's not really real.
yeah, I
And
agree.
long term psychologically, I don't think that's healthy. But I don't see the relation with that between the metaverse with the Ryan Zhu blockchain. How do you relate that to that?
Well, I agree with you. I mean, I've got kids, and every time they want to go on the screens, I despair as a mom. So I'm totally with you. It doesn't really resonate with me. It doesn't resonate with many of us in the space, but there are people in the world who it is going to resonate with. Now, the way I see it personally, and I don't know much about this because this is something new that Ryan's company has actually gone into, the whole metaverse space. The way I see it is, if, for example, my kids came home and they wanted a VR, kit, and my son did recently ask me for one, and I said no, simply because I knew that Facebook were promoting it, and we know the agenda. But if there was something else, an alternative available there, which I know that people are not going to be putting in subliminals or, programming of their kind, or you don't know what else, selling our information and, intrusion, or our privacy is going to be intruded upon, then of course I'm going to want to go with that option. That's just one product. Of course, it's not everything. It's one product. But I'm just very grateful to know that there will be an alternative there if we have to venture there. Does that make sense, Nick?
Sort of. So let's put that to one side and let's focus more on the blockchain and how to
Right.
take sovereign power. Okay.
Okay.
Because this blockchain system that I've seen, because I've seen the video and I like it too,
Mm.
and it's a way where you can make residual income without doing anything. Yes, there's a slight initial investment in the beginning, which is a one-off, and then you put something in, and then you get like a reward, and it multiplies and it grows, and it's great. So I know there's certain words that I'm not allowed to use, like I mentioned earlier, like investment or anything like that, for legal reasons.
Fine.
Um, but how does one get involved? They want to know more. What do we do from here for the
Okay,
viewers?
so Ryan, basically his point, his whole vision, his passion is to have as many people participating in the blockchain as possible. Now, he's not financially regulated because they're not going to allow him. So what he's done is he's created a very unique membership rewards plan. Okay. It's a membership rewards plan that pays out in cryptocurrencies. So it doesn't have the volatility that you tend to see with crypto trading, because with crypto trading, if it fluctuates so much, there is more risk involved. So he's created a membership rewards plan. It's not an investment, which you buy into. There is a very minimum membership fee. Obviously, you come in with cryptocurrency. So once you come in, they take that cryptocurrency and they leverage it and they invest it in whatever project. These guys know how to make money. And then what happens is you basically sit back and you not only you become part of that 30 million customers that he needs across all of his products. He could have just gone and paid millions in sales and marketing, but no, he wants people who are conscious, who not only will consciously learn in this space, but they'll have that passion and they will support each other peer to peer. So once you come in, there's no maximum, but once you actually come in, you also benefit from his entire blockchain education platform that universities have actually got together and put together for us. So not only that, you also get early access to cryptocurrency projects before they hit the exchanges. And hopefully at the time of IPO, so the initial public offering, we get a chance as members to actually purchase the shares at a below market value. And so there's plenty of opportunities if people do choose to get involved. And you know what? Many people, they're not, we did a question and answer yesterday, Nick, with a group of people. And because we're doing it with people in the space who are all about fighting the matrix, who are all about, disrupting the matrix, many of them said the same thing. They said, for me, it's not about making money. Yes, for many it is. We want financial abundance. We want financial freedom. But for many, it's like, what can I do? I want to actually take on the central banking system. I want to take on the financial matrix. So it's also a way for us to not only find a way of making this passive income, getting involved in participating in cryptocurrency and the blockchain space, but also we're partnering up with not only the best, but also probably one of the best and bravest matrix disruptors in the space. So I can't say much more than this just because it's an ultra compliant project. But listen, I know when we spoke about it, you did actually really like it, and you're involved because that was what resonated for you. It was, I want to be part of anything that's going to help take down.
Well, of course. I mean, wouldn't
Yeah,
anyone be that's fighting this war? And if there's a
exactly.
revenue there and it feeds and puts food on the table, I mean, wouldn't Trump even do it? I mean, Trump's a billionaire, you know, of course. So how can the viewers get involved? What do I leave? Are you going to send me a link that I can leave below in the description? What will it be?
Absolutely. I mean, look, um, there's I'm going to send you over an email. If anyone's interested in finding out any more, then please just get in touch. And there's so many of us in this space. The majority of the people who are involved with me, we're all from this space. Um, we're all aware of what's going on. You know, it's a very conscious community. So just send me a link. Respond to the email, and I will get back to you, and I will take you under my wing, and I will show you. If it's for you, it's for you. If not, then at least you've learned about the blockchain system. So please do, and we'll
Okay.
take from there.
Well, I like you know, the whole presentation of it when I saw the video and things like that. I'm involved. I really like the concept and it's working. I know people who are part of this who are doing really well. It's definitely blockchain, and if the viewers are interested, definitely send in an email and go onto the free webinar with Aisha. You know, and have a look for yourself. Give yourself that chance. So I will leave the link below. Aisha, thank you so much for sharing that with us. Is there anything else that you'd like to say to the viewers before we finish?
No, just thank you very much for your time, and thank you for having me on your show again, Nick. It's great to catch up with you, and yeah, carry on doing what you're doing.
Thank you, Aisha. We'll speak again very soon. God bless you.
God bless.